Welcome in to this week's episode of Untold Stories, a weekly D&D campaign set in the world of Elvoria. We're back with these wonderful humans to roll some dice, attempt some questionable accents, and hopefully tell a decent story. One quick announcement at the top of this one. We're taking a little break for a couple of weeks, just due to people being busy, seeing people and doing things on the Easter bank holiday. So, is what it is, but we'll be back soon enough. Regardless, as always, people are using the Reimagined Classes, which are available on the DM's Guild as always, and are as part of a bundle, so you can get them nice and cheap. If you want to imagine yourself as Aderyn, Balrick, Ximori, or Lesley, or whatever version of those characters you want to play at your table. And artwork, NPC Art is provided by Erin Angelini's Art Mentoring Guild. The character art in the corners is at Live Doodles. And Chibi battle map art was made by WeTheDreamingDesigns, so definitely check them out and support real artists. But with all of that out the way, it is time to continue telling our story. Previously, you arrived at the city of Xirdothras, noticing the growing refugee camp on the outskirts of the walls with people unable to pay for taverns or lodgings, especially with the approaching Tianlong festival creating a buzz of busyment in the city. Upon entering, some of you were recruited, or tried to be recruited, by the Stormcrests, which you politely declined, most of you. All of you, although Ximori did take a leaflet to consider, or at least practice their reading. Upon parking your cart up, a interesting dragonborn by the name of Tarquin Ophidian Shu introduced themselves, having caught the attention of seen Lesley's flamboyant display to get rid of the Stormcrests. They were intrigued by the interesting strangers who were travelling through the city, and instantly pair bonded with you and refused to leave your side and offered to show you through the city. Speaking of which, moving through the city and prior, Deck has drawn quite a bit of attention, especially with an approaching high religious festival. A dragon, or at least a drake, ambling through the city is certainly making news. Regardless, Tarquin took you to a tailor's to get you all new outfits in time for the festival, before depositing you at an Airbnb in the Horizon Ward that he had claimed off his mother's business for you. Where you kind of settled in and prepared yourselves for the evening where you were heading to the Midnight Mist, but for a brief liaison first at a bar in the Horizon Ward. Ximori having spent the entire afternoon washing their hair while Togrim had escaped and gone asking questions about how to get a writ without any of you noticing. Togrim came back through the front door as Ximori came down the stairs, where all of you were waiting to head out. And that is where we'll pick up, with you all waiting to see Ximori come down and Togrim come back.
Right, so we're going to the pub.
You've changed yourself up.
And you look dashing, might I add.
Yeah, figured, we're in a fancy-ish sort of area. I should probably blend in a bit.
Does this signify a little bit more control on your part then?
I hope so.
I think it's good to sort of fake it until you make it. So if you sort of dress like you have a bit more acumen, or maybe self-control, then you do. Maybe you'll grow into that role. I'm gonna.
I've been like a wild animal for the last 10 years. Probably about time I try and, I'll be that.
You better, because I've stood up for you a lot over the last few weeks. And I was not happy that you attacked Dirk. I've given you a lot of...
Yeah. I didn't mean to.
I'm not impressed. stood up with you on the rafts. You stabbed me through the chest, and I stood up for you. And then you do it again when we told you you need to control yourself.
I woke up and I was on fire. I panicked. I'm sorry.
Stressful situations are going to come up. I get the panicking, but you need to get a hold of it. We can't have it that every time a stressful situation happens, you attack one of us. You're on our side.
Yeah.
It looks like you're putting an effort in. You're putting a strong effort in. I don't know that Derek will forgive you as quickly, but...
Yeah, well, you know. I've got to find a way somehow.
Yeah. Right. Alright, Togrim. Where have you been?
I went down to the magic registry to see if I can get a writ like Tauri has.
Why you don't do magic?
I can do magic.
You left?
Like in what?
Yeah, well, just after we got back here. Or got here. Not back here. Got here.
You left outside? On your own?
Well, yeah, I've been to the town before. I knew where I was going.
Aderyn's
I
good.
just walked across town and back.
Back. Are you going to tell him off?
I didn't see him leave.
You wouldn't let me? You know what I wanted to do? You know what I wanted to do? To go to the post office to write a letter to my family. But no, I wasn't allowed.
You didn't say what you wanted to do, and I said we should stick together. I didn't know Togrim was wandering off. We said, Togrim, that we were going to stick together as a group. You know?
Yeah, as a group when we go out drinking and stuff. I didn't think you needed to follow me to the registry office.
I mean, Aderyn, look, is a grown man, you know? Well,
No! He's not a grown man.
Right.
He's a very naughty boy.
He's a grown man. He's older than I am. I can't tell him off. He's older than I am.
53.
Well, I can. Togrim, that was very irresponsible. We were worried when we found out that you had been gone.
I mean, Lesley, you didn't notice.
You didn't even notice.
I was looking at myself in the mirror.
Wait, why are you getting registered?
You
So I
don't
can-
even have any magic.
I can do magic without being worried.
It's that.
Since when could you?
Pebble is magic.
What? No. Pebble's
I thought it was a
fine.
robot.
Pebble is
Yes,
very
robot.
naughty. But like,
Magic robot.
So you just ask and then they just go, yeah, sure, here's permission slip, you can do magic now.
Oh, I hoped it was like that, but no, I've got to do some exams and I've got to go to school again, essentially.
oh come on, there's no way. We must be able to find you some documents somewhere. Forge you over it, maybe.
Do you have experience with forging documents?
I mean, we're going to meet some contacts now, aren't we? So you've got time to ask.
My birth certificate says I'm 27. So, do I?
Do you know anyone who does good forgeries?
You're not a gnome. I don't know how old you are.
Is there anyone who does convincing forgeries for you, Lesley?
Maybe he wants to go to school, you know? Some people would like to go to school.
I'll be honest, the school does sound boring, but I would like to get registered so that the castigators don't come and kill me for having Pebble around.
I mean, you'd have to get us all registered.
I'm
I think
magic.
let's try and make you a writ. Like one that just says, I can do what I want.
Like,
Lee Johnson suddenly appears.
I could probably write that on a piece of paper myself, but I don't think they'll accept it.
Stamp it with a really fancy looking stamp.
Yeah, I mean, good for you, Togrim. I don't think the castigators are after you, to be honest. I think we've got another unlicensed one who's way more volatile with their magic, who they're actually after.
They might not be. But
I'm not magic.
Pale says otherwise.
But in that
People
outfit,
grow things. People grow things.
Not that big.
And besides, I'm not licensed either. Like,
Might just be
You
other
also-
stuff. You don't know.
none of you do. You don't do magic.
I've done magic in front of you.
Name one example.
Mine's a lot more subtle and nature-based. Like,
Not really
I
magic.
put some things on some wounds and mutter some words and it heals. I shout real loud.
You do medicine and you think that's magic. That's science.
I shout real loud.
I've got big lungs. Keep them coming, big boy.
Like, what about that one time where I gathered the winds and I stuck them around an arrow and shot the winds with my arrow?
The
What's
wind.
that?
I think maybe
That's
you're
a
taking
strike.
some special mushrooms.
He thinks he controls the weather.
I spoke to that seagull.
I mean, anyone can speak to a bird, mate.
No, but I casted magic
I mean,
to speak with the.
it looks like you were yelling.
At a
I-
bird.
Nonsense.
I can do some magic to be able to speak animal languages.
Or,
Me, I can speak to animals.
Leslie.
I am magic.
Meow.
How have we been traveling together for weeks and you don't believe I'm magic?
It just doesn't look like the magic that people warned me about.
Look, I'm
I
magic.
think
And I'll,
maybe you just got some weird like forest know-how and you're all fine.
I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy and make the ground shake a little bit.
We can all do that after we've had a few beans. Let's
And
not
just
get
stomp on the ground heavily.
What? Oh my god!
What else can you do with us?
What about this? And I make the doors rattle again with thaumaturgy.
I've been to some really what are they called? You go to a seance, you know, and they tell you can speak to the dead. They have all these tricks up their sleeves.
Tauri at this point has found an armchair and put her feet up on the coffee table, and is just having a little laugh to herself at this entire thing.
Alright, what about this? I'll turn the fire on.
Get off.
Aderyn, please let me turn the I'll light the fire, because the thaumaturgy doesn't let you light fires, it just makes them brighter. A little spark, and I'll burn it and it goes purple. See?
I make it go normal.
Make it turn off.
I would like to counter everything he tries to do.
Cool story, not magic.
I don't see what you're doing here, Balrick. I want to believe you, because this seems a big thing for you, but I mean,
But
that's just a
not-
fire.
I
It's
think
only
we all agree that Pebble is more magic than purple fire. I speak to cats.
it's only teachings from my late wife, it's only very important to me. Thanks.
Is this how we learn your backstory?
Yeah, it's very subtle with the wedding ring around his neck and on his finger as well.
Magic bit.
Right, fine. We'll move past that. Whatever you guys want to believe, but I am magic and I'm not getting at it. So
So you're going to get registered to them.
no, I'm not.
Well, I
Principle
don't
of it.
think maybe your magic is. I think maybe your magic is subtle enough that we might not have a problem with it. Togrim does, in fact, have a very beautiful mechanical doggy who defends us.
yeah, Derek has drawn enough attention, and Pebble was in array as well. So
Miss Pebble.
I could make Pebble again, but
Did you break Pebble
just
down?
yeah, I broke 2-3 days into the travel.
Mantle.
What he did though is he kind of took off the arms.
Oh, you put it back into the. You put it
For that, yeah.
So Pebble's in 6 pieces.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
head,
I mean,
body,
it's
leg.
like flat pack furniture. You're never going to
Just
find all
chuck
the
the
bits.
bag.
It's like getting, stuff out of its factory packaging. It's never quite going to go back in properly.
Fold it up.
The box is a little bit open still because it won't close anymore.
No, Pebble just fold it up. And you just need to flick a switch and just...
Deploying Pebble.
Alright, guys, the writ's a good idea. I just don't know how useful it'd be for us as a group, but it'll be great for you.
Yeah, it's just stops weird weapons around Pebble.
Yeah. I don't think you're getting much chance.
Maybe we can still ask around about getting a writ made up for you, but maybe you can also still investigate your school options. Hey, it could be fun.
Yeah, maybe one for Aderyn as well.
No.
You don't want one? Just maybe if you can get something licensed that you have these sparks of occasional chaos, and then people will know that you've got an excuse and you're trying not to cast magic when it happens.
I'm not sure that's how it works.
I don't think that doesn't sound like something the Empire's into.
They'll probably take her aside and dissect her for information, won't they? We'll leave it. You know what the Empire's like.
I mean, they do that stuff largely to, protect people from evil.
Oh, sure. Whatever you want to say, whatever the propaganda says.
Didn't you see that person that we saw get taken? How is that protection?
I don't know. And I don't really trust it myself. But some magic is bad.
I mean, so are swords.
It'd be bad if you throw it at someone's face.
The only thing that stops bad people with magic is good people with magic. And maybe a bow and arrow or a sword.
I actually think people with swords tend to do a good job.
Ximori, do you think I'm bad?
No.
Well, when you first found out I had magic, the Empire made you believe that I was, and you hated me on sight. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So how is that protecting anyone?
You did shoot me in the face that first time.
And then you've stabbed me in the chest. Twice.
Exactly. It's... I'm not magic, but it's dangerous.
I'm not magic, but my magic is dangerous.
Maybe if the Empire put more effort into helping people understand magic, then it wouldn't be so dangerous. Everyone could control it better instead of having to hide it and it then exploding in people's faces.
That's why they got the schools, though, isn't it? At least I thought that's why they had the schools.
I'm pretty sure if I tried to go to school, I would not walk out alive.
I don't think you'd be that bad at school, Aderyn. I think you're not that dumb.
I think she would excel in an academic environment.
I'm actually very clever, okay? Just because I got homeschooled, it's not my fault I got expelled.
You got expelled from homeschooling? That's quite impressive.
Yeah, well, I had a bit of an accident. And I couldn't go back to normal school because I got expelled from that before the homeschool. But that's not the kind of school that we're talking about. If I try to sign up like Togrim did, I don't think they'd be like, oh, sure, go do some classes, because they wouldn't see my magic as something good. They would just see the bad bits. Because all of it is bad bits. That doesn't mean it's bad.
Not all your magic's bad bits. It's... apart from the, bit where you shot me in the face almost twice. Aside from that, the rest of it seems to have been alright. Or at least
Well-
it's you being hurt, I suppose. And that's
Well-
what matters in the world, so.
If Togrim wants to go to school, he can go to school. I'm not. I don't want to be registered.
No, I don't think you get on with a school uniform either. No. They tell you what to wear.
You could do with that.
Okay, rude. I say looking at my new outfit. I put effort into this.
It looks nice. Are we going to go? Because before we go, I was thinking maybe we can quickly build a pillow fort for Dirk, so that he can be safe and cozy. Because maybe then he won't be overwhelmed by all the people that have been looking at him today. Do you think, Balrick?
I mean, he's going to come with us, isn't he?
But then people will be staring at him.
Can we
People like leaving him his own.
out of something? Can we fashion a papoose?
Boots for something the size of like.
He's the size of a large.
He's like two Labradors next to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're a tiny Goliath. You can do it.
Tiny Goliath.
That will draw way less attention.
Baby Goliath.
Closer.
He
Hold
has
me
the
closer,
papoose
tiny
with the
Goliath.
thing in it. You've got your own jingle.
Is that coming? Or
So that's a no to the papoose.
I think Dett's coming with.
Have a quick think about what we might encounter and who we're trying to deal with, and if that's a situation you want Dirk in, but also that we don't know the person whose house we're staying in.
I don't think I'm leaving Deck behind again.
So are you taking him out with us to see?
I think Dett's going to come with. Whatever I don't think people are going to be aggressive towards him. You've seen how they kind of revere him. We might get more attention, but
He's got his nice ribbon on as well, so.
exactly.
Well, you head out and head down to the panoramic candle where you said you would meet Tarquin. Approaching it, some of you begin to feel very out of place, as this is a very fine bar, restaurant, wine bar. It is constructed with a large curving glass front that looks out into the bay, which at this point in the night, with the sun pretty much set completely at this point, due to the landscape, it's become quite dark, and you're just seeing the lights of the city start to come on in various places. But you head inside, and it's not super busy. And you immediately can spot Tarquin sitting at a large circular table, waiting for you. A hostess at the front greets you. She goes, you must be who Master Ophidian Shu is waiting for. Come this way, please. Leads you
Of
to...
interest, did he refer to us by some sort of a group name?
He did not. He just said to look out for the moustache, grey-haired, salt and pepper man and
She is it.
half-elf with the hair.
Okay, so that won't do for a party name. Okay. Moving on.
Sorry, I
Salt
can't
and
be of
pepper man.
more help.
Half with the hair,
And you are sat down, and I was like, well, hello, I'm so glad you could join. I got a couple of wine bottles for the table in advance. I hope you're okay with red. I tend to prefer it. Vintage from further up the Dragon Crest coast. I thought it might be nice for those of you who are visiting the Empire. But come, sit down. Let's get our drinks on. you all look lovely. You've done something different with your hair. I must say I love it. So, what is the plan for this evening? Are we just attending the Midnight Mist, having some fun there, or are we doing anything more?
I would like to drink all the best drinks that this city has to offer.
That can be done. But let's start with this wine, then. Charles? Rest of you, what...
Can I just, like, take a bottle? And, like, is it, like, cork, like, sticking up the top slightly?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, like, grab and just... I am my own corkscrew.
Impressive. Sure could have used you in previous times. Anyway, what are we doing? We're going out for plenty of drinks with Aderyn. I am assuming you've all told you his names by this point. But you two in particular seem to pay particular interest to wanting to go to the Midnight Mist. So what is it there you're looking for? You're looking to just enjoy... You heard good things about the nightlife. Is there a particular drink there that you're looking for?
Well, I haven't done shots in a while. I haven't gotten full-on drunk in a while, and I would like to be able to just not hear the crowd. You get me?
I'm certain that can be done. In fact, I imagine quite a few people might be getting some last nights of revelry in before the festival starts and everyone goes a little bit too sober, if you ask me. But you, tall one and fancy man, you two in particular wanted to go to the Midnight Mist. Do you mind me asking what for? Certain I can help.
I think we can both agree that a gentleman never tells. What do the folks usually go there for?
Usually a good time. One of the more popular places to go in the evening for drinks and music.
We are a good time gang. I think you can tell that both myself and my stoic pal are into drinks and music.
Well,
as Boric sips from water, I guess.
Yeah, true. Boric sipping away.
With a glass of fruit juice.
Yeah, he's got grape juice. Well, okay. Well, I don't need to pry any further. I'm here for a good time with you. I suppose we'll finish up these bottles and then get going. Unless you wanted to stay here any longer.
This is a spectacular place. The view is really quite something.
It is, isn't it? My father did do an excellent job of acquiring and building this place. One of my preferred places to drink.
And that's the ocean, is it?
Well, it's the mouth of the river and leading out into the bay, which eventually leads out into the ocean, I suppose. Why?
In something. I've just never seen something like that.
Have you not? Where have you spent your time then? Inland. I mean, it's definitely bigger than the Tyson Sea. More impressive, if you ask me, where you can't even see the land on the other side.
Don't know how I feel about that.
Ah, not for some, I guess. I grew up here, I'm quite used to it. I think it's better than most. Anyway, enough about that. Tell me, what are your opinions on religion?
I have this plot point, I'm going to beat you over the head with it.
My family always taught me that there are a few things you don't discuss at the table, and one of them is religion.
Oh, well.
What's the other one?
Money, but...
Oh, I thought you were going to say, like, weird sex things.
No, you should definitely discuss those at the table.
I agree.
Yes, I think the open communication is important. Anyway, why do you ask about our views on religion?
Well, there's a fabulous new group of people who have come here with an open mind. Quite enjoying their little meetings and conversations, every sort of thing. I think they're called something like the Order of the Radiant Heart. And seem
Is
to
that
talk of.
Or
What do you mean?
is that a name we've heard before?
Roll me a history check.
$22.
You haven't heard of them.
I couldn't
Togrim,
remem-
you have.
I couldn't remember if they were
Where?
from before or not.
From here.
Nah, it's not the
Okay.
same group that we met.
Order of the Radiant Heart, exclusively is a Dothrasian congregation. They are a movement who are pushing for the education or the freedom of other religions within the Empire. Specifically circling around the pantheon of the elder deities that most of the other rest of the world worship and accept as their gods. The Order of the Radiant Heart are essentially a movement for freedom of religion. Well, yes. Yes, I find their points fascinating about how there are other gods than just the Jade Dragoness, and that they, in fact, may be predate and the actual creators of this world rather than any other myths or legends. I don't know entirely what I believe, but I'm thoroughly enjoying the meetings.
Well, are there any in particular that you like?
Oh, I suppose I haven't thought about it that deeply.
As you know, I'm not from here, so I don't really know that much about the Dragoness and all this. I personally follow Elona. Have you heard of her?
Oh, is that the one that's travel? No. Wilds.
Yes, that's the one. Wilderness and Something. So you have heard of her?
Yes. So the pamphlets are quite helpful in trying to remember things about them. Not one that I'm too in touch with, shall we say, being, from the city.
Yeah, she's quite a small one. Maybe Sernin? Have you heard of that one?
Yes.
She's a bit bigger.
Yeah, as a deep love of nightlife.
Oh yeah, she's a patron back home of where me and Lesley are from.
Really? Well, I must visit. Where are you from again?
Denlond, you absolutely must visit. The nightlife there is the best in the entire
I tell you what, next time you're home, send me a message, and I will get on the fastest ship around to come experience the nightlife with you.
Perfect. I've already promised Lesley VIP tickets to a concert and after party, so
That sounds wonderful. I cannot wait.
I would be amiss if I weren't to strongly suggest, if you're in Dunlond, to go to Tiberias and check out the Titan Ball, the sports of choice down there.
Tell me more about this Titan Ball.
I would, but I think that maybe I will get some eye rolls. So, an exposition. He knows more about Titan Ball.
You finish off the wine bottles.
All of them.
You drain the place dry and begin heading down the town until you come to the Midnight Mist. Now, the Midnight Mist is not really anything like any of you have really experienced before. Most nightlife and drinking establishments in cities and towns across the world are predominantly taverns where stage performers will end up around a fireside, enjoying drinks like that. Maybe kind of open dance halls, but even then, that doesn't usually come with drink. That's more just the enjoyment of it. The Midnight Mist is not subtle. You can see it from half a mile away as you're walking down the main road, as bright magical lights are adorning the outside and lighting the street below. A large banner reads across the side. This thing is on the corner of its entrance is based on the corner, just reading the Midnight Mist. And as you're approaching, you can see mist faintly coming out the front door, and the sound of music and everything coming from inside. There is a queue to get in. It is 4 stories tall, and clearly the hub of the nightlife right now.
How bright are the magical lights?
I mean, I don't know how to phrase it in Lux. It's, to put it mildly, like, it's not daylight here, but it is... You can see clearly as if there is no night going on right now.
I think Ximori is more of a country them. It's just gonna like pull down his their goggles just to cut down on some of the light. Because it's nighttime, it's meant to be dark.
Right, well, give me a second. I'll go talk to Clay at the front door, and we'll get in. No need to bother with these queues. Just bear with me one moment. And he goes off to go talk to the bodyguards as you lot are looking at this edifice on the outside of a place, as I said, unlike anything you've really ever experienced. Really anywhere else. I'm just going to drop a reference image in chat for y'all.
Does this seem a bit much to anyone?
I'm
I
not
think
comfortable.
you haven't been to enough clubs.
None that I can remember, no.
I would really like to just party the night away and forget about everything for one night.
Let's get ourselves sorted first. You know, I need to get my... Let's not have anyone get drunk until we've actually gotten through my business.
Yes. Speaking of, would you like how would you like to do this? How are we gonna find our contacts?
Don't know. I guess we could just go find maybe someone at the bar or someone.
Can't hear you, sorry.
We're going to have to distract our friend as well. Unless you want him knowing.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe if you wouldn't mind, Balrick, inquiring about somebody who might be interested in precious gems on my behalf.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
I can try and distract our friend. I can try my best.
Seduce him again. Is that it?
Alright. There's more to it than that. And maybe you guys can see about finding who this trigger phrase might be for.
Well, we're in, so if you want to come with me, we can head on in and grab a drink at the bar. Come on.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Follow them.
You head on in, and as I said, there is a faint kind of mist along the floor. It is busy in here. There are people dancing to the music that is ambient in the air out on a kind of wood-panelled dance floor. There are booths off to the side where people are enjoying drinks. There is a wide curving bar to the back edge that is all kind of open. Should be clear, you walked up a flight of stairs upon being let in to then this space. And it does appear to be a second set of stairs that lead up to a mezzanine above that is looking down on the dance floor, where there are kind of more tables and the like.
Right, Lesley, why don't you and I head to the bar? We'll sort everyone out around, and then you guys can find a seat.
Cool. You two head up to the bar. The first thing you notice, Lesley, upon walking up to the bar is the 3 bartenders here are A, busy, and B, very attractive. There is a half-elf woman. They're all wearing essentially like slim-fit white shirts with black... what's the word?
Waistcoats?
Not waistcoats.
Stole, scarf,
Suspenders. Sleeves rolled up. Braces, thank you. Sleeves rolled up, mixing drinks, pouring from barrels on the back, and genuinely keeping busy. There's a half-elf woman with ponytail pulled back. The ears on full display. There's a fairly attractive human man with similar actual facial hair to Lesley, although not as long hair. It's much more kind of close cropped and the like. And then there is also a golden dragonborn that seems to kind of match the decor in here themselves. Unclear gender, who's like mixing various drinks. It's your choice which queue you want to queue up behind.
Which of these hot people would you like to serve you drinks?
There's no way for all of them to serve us at once. Balrick, I'm assuming you think that one of these we might be able to get the...
I imagine that. I don't think it'll matter which one. Whichever one you preferred, I guess.
Let's go for the one in the braces.
They're all in.
They're all
in the same time.
The one in the brace. Let's go for the look with the cropped hair.
Lesley 2.0.
Faded sides, goatee, perfectly manicured, fairly broad, like squared shouldered. You eventually get through. It's not long. Tarquin has gone to go find a table with you, assuming you're getting the drinks, leaving you to it. He's like quickly like towels down the front of the counter. What can I get you?
Yes, Lesley.
Come on. There's people to serve now. Come on.
Yeah. I was just wondering that. Well, I can't help but notice that the mist glides. Oh, what was it? The mist glides easily in the harbour tonight.
Sure. Turns around, grabs 2 glasses, puts them down in front of you, fills them with ice, pours some gin in, swirls it around. There's 2 gins, and find yourself a table. Someone will come over to you shortly.
Alright. Lesley, do you want to sort out drinks for
Yep.
the others? I'll go to the other table.
Lesley will order some drankies.
Sure.
Ooh. But like really, really sweet ones. Super sweet.
Sure, you can do that. You take bartender's recommendations.
I ignore all of them.
Okay, what do you want?
No, I just whenever they're like, oh no, maybe not that. I'm like, yeah, no, more of that.
Okay. Mixes up drinks. Assuming you're getting 1 for everyone, excluding Balrick at this point. So 6
Or
drinks.
his gin.
6 full pieces.
Gold.
Exclusive.
You asked for fancy cocktails.
We're a fancy town.
God, I
Accurate.
did order some fancy cocktails.
Accurate.
Could have just gone mixes.
I assume that they said it like we have to go find a different booth for a covert conversation sort of thing.
It's up to you. They just said find a table. Someone will be out to talk to you soon.
Okay, we'll go back to the group then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll help carry everyone's drinks.
Thank you, because it was starting to go in pockets, and that's not a good look.
They turn back around, continue serving other people as you head back to the table. You dish out the drinks. They are very fruity. Quite alcoholic, though, to be fair. They do immediately, with the wine that you've all had as well, you are all feeling buzzed and in a good mood, and you feel the music going through you, as it were.
Balrick does not. Balrick looks around very tense at everyone getting drunk.
Yes. Balrick is the designated driver today, and always.
The one sober friend at the nightclub.
Tauri has been doing a 1-for-1 for the entire night.
I say, these drinks are strong. They are worth the gold each in the amount of liquor that is in them.
How many ones? Sorry, quick, real world moment. How much gold does a person earn per day?
1.
No. It's
week.
about a week's wages as a gold to a commoner.
I thought it was a day's wages.
No, day's wages is like about.
That's the commoners.
You can
It's
hire
in
like
that
a protection dude. What are they called?
Bodyguard.
I think someone's worked it out as like a gold piece is like 50, 60 quid. With what you can buy with it.
D&D money doesn't make any sense. We're winging this.
Oh yeah, absolutely doesn't.
There is no guidelines on
No, but
cocktails
sorry.
with D&D money.
This is the baseline for my.
Gold
This is
is-
how I'm like understanding how good the cocktail is. 50, 60 quid is a good cocktail.
Gold is a lot. You've also got to think we're in like extremely wealthy territory as well. We're in
You're in.
region's capital city.
Yeah.
Edinburgh.
Yeah, you're in
We're in a
posh-
fancy city.
You're on a decent night,
In a posh
decent bar
club.
in Edinburgh. It's a good analogy.
We're not in London.
Also in Edinburgh during Fringe Fest.
Yeah. Edinburgh during Fringe Fest at one of the exclusive places.
Anyway, it is not long before an individual comes over to you, not dressed like any of the bartenders, still very well appointed in a kind of a black, dark green dress, hard to tell in the lights. Again, an elf woman, black hair kind of rolling down the shoulders, turns to you, Balrick, and just says, would you like to come with me?
I'll move to go. I'll look back to see if anyone's going to come with.
You want anyone to come with?
That's why I'm looking back.
Tauri
If people
will
want
with
to.
you.
If any
I
of your
don't think
companions
she
wish to
trusts
join,
everyone.
they are welcome to.
I don't think she trusts the others to be sober enough.
Lesley?
I want to hang out with the handsome dragonborn, but I also guess plot progression.
You have fun.
It's up to you,
No,
Lesley.
Lesley will head over with you as well.
Oh, I feel like I'm dealing Leslie's fun away from him.
No, this is important.
Leslie just looking back at Aderyn like, oh.
You are shown to a corner of the room behind which, behind a curtain, there appears to be essentially an elevator. Again, not something any of you are familiar with. Togrim, you would know what these things are. They're a Clockwork Guild invention. But you're not there to recognise this. You two, not a clue. There is essentially a metal cage that is opened, and you are kind of gestured to step in. Inside is a female halfling, who has again like a pixie cut kind of style, and Balrick with your passives, clearly bedecked in knives. Underneath clothing, but there are knives.
We've still got our weapons on us, right?
Tarquin probably would have recommended you don't bring them to the bar. It is a
He
communal
probably
space.
you can probably have a dagger.
Yeah, like
or
a personal thing like would be fairly common, but like full weapon.
Balrick's doing that.
Bring, like-
Balrick's doing that like Wonder Woman thing of having the sword down the back. To
You mean my
in the-
sword? My swords weren't acceptable.
Well, you don't need swords because of all that magic you have.
What about my walking stick? You wouldn't begrudge an old man his walking stick.
Walking stick could have been styled out, if you want it.
I've got my staff with me.
And the door is shut behind, and you kind of feel it, and it begins to slide up until eventually you kind of come. A short ride later, you come to essentially the penthouse, where the music of the bar kind of fades away, and you have a bit of peace and quiet. There is another bar up here, but it is a personal bar. Lesley, at a glance, the spirits behind this bar are rare, expensive, and high quality. This is a personal collection of liquor. As you kind of walk out, like the halfling inside doesn't say any word, but just kind of like juts a chin to like motion you to step out of the elevator before you hear it kind of and then go back down. You step out into this lush appointed space where there is a grand piano to one side, a low-lying table with some kind of leather couches, and you can see out is a like French doors leading out to a balcony, where you see a man dressed in kind of greens and purples, cloth attire. Wrapped around their neck is a scarf that is equally good looking, very pale skin and kind of about my length dark hair. They are talking to a gorgeous drow woman before just kind of like watching the world go by before they kind of like glance over their shoulder and just kind of motion you to sit down before walking in themselves. Meanwhile, what's happening downstairs?
Chug, 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 chug.
Yeah, Aderyn's like she's drunk before, but this time she's like proper like just going for it. She does not want to have to like be in her head, so she's just.
We like to drink with Aderyn because Aderyn is our mate.
Is Lesley a limiting?
Lesley is a limiting factor, believe it or not.
Lesley is the sensible one.
I don't know why you're so surprised.
Imagine just like
doesn't know this yet.
Imagine just like doing like a bottle torpedo with like Togrim. Just
Tarquin has opened a tab, by the way.
Oh no!
At this point,
I think Aderyn will tonight invent the cake stand.
that is a very real possibility.
I'm just imagining like a cocktail shaker, except one end is Togrim and the other end is just a bottle of liquor, and just.
I'm just gonna start like waving people over, like just strangers, like, oh, come and drink with us. Do you want to play Truth and Dare? It's a really fun game.
Dare.
You choose Dare?
Yep.
I dare you to stand up on the bar, roar like a bear really loudly, and then spin like a ballerina 3 times. With a drink in your hand. With a drink in each hand. Go.
Fucking done. I grab whatever is on the table.
There is definitely a montage happening right now of one of them like slowly deteriorates into chaos.
I attempt to jump onto the bar. I attempt to jump onto the bar, roll like a bear, and spin 3 times like a ballerina while holding 2 drinks.
What check is that?
I mean, it's straight up an acrobatics check at this point.
Dexterity performance. Dexterity performance.
You know what? That's fair. Dexterity performance.
Oh, why wasn't acrobatics?
I think a disadvantage at this point.
Yep.
I don't know, con first.
So that was a 19 and a 7. So that's a total of 10.
It's starting so well.
Do we hear the bear roar?
You upstairs? No. Absolutely not.
Dead silent. The best soundproofing in the world.
Was that 24? Sorry,
No, that was 10.
10.
I rolled a 19 and a 7.
19 and a 7. A 10. It's passable. You do stumble off the bar, being shooed off by the bartenders. You spill both drinks in the process, but you do functionally complete the act. And your roar does scare quite a few people because there's a basal undertone from a voice you didn't use.
I did it! Hey.
Anyway, as Ximori is tumbling about the bar, we head back.
Aderyn is causing more chaos than ever.
Exactly.
Hey, no one's dead yet, it's fine.
We head back upstairs to where you are now all sitting down at the bar. The drow woman has headed off to a different area of the penthouse after pouring herself a drink from behind the bar. And sitting down in front of you is this interesting looking fellow who now you realise has odd looking eyes. There is no white to the eyes. Their eyes are black with pinpricks of kind of incandescent light bulb like light at the centre. There's a notch in one eyebrow, and the hair up close now you can see is like tip dyed a purple to match their scarf. Well, it has been quite some time since I've had anyone new come up here, so how can I help?
I was requested to do a job. Try to fulfill said job. The person who needed said job fulfilled has died, and a guy in Nare, Pint, has sent me this way. See if I can get some recompense.
Oh yes, I'm somewhat familiar with Pint. Tend not to get too caught up in their business. Nare's not for me. I should introduce myself. The name's Glide. And you are?
Balrick, Lesley, Tauri.
Did Tauri come up?
Yes.
Yeah.
I completely missed that. I do apologise. Well, pleasure to meet you. So just here to complete a job with someone who wasn't me, then.
I'll undo the bandolier essentially of saddlebags, put them on the table and open it to show the valuables. I've got what have I got?
As you open it and begin to talk, well, that is interesting. But before we go any further, how about a drink? It's been a long day, and I think everyone could do with one. Preferences?
Just water for me. I'd prefer to get the deal done.
Water is perfectly fine. No judgment here. For the two of you. Sorry, I'm totally froze that.
No. Tauri assumed it was on purpose, and you mistaked.
No, that is. I'm willing to admit when I made a mistake. He wouldn't have said that. Just for the two of you. I'm going to assume whiskey for the lady, and for the gentleman, I'm thinking a port.
But was this the character art is wonderfully androgynous. I don't want to misgender this person.
They would be correct.
They would be great. Cool.
Gets behind the
Roll
bar.
the money.
Pulls out a top quality bottle of whiskey, and from a wine shelf underneath pulls out a bottle of port, pours you both a drink, pours themselves a different type of whiskey before bringing them back, placing them on the tables with a glass of chilled water in front of Balrick. Sits down, drink in hand. Now, business, I suppose. So what do you have?
Rare ingredients, rare magical beast components. Collect them over a while. I was meant to sell them on. A guy called Filler who said that he had some buyers lined up. We got this jar of basilisk eyes, sack from an etiquette, some frost giant blood. Actually, not included in that, I've got a pouch full of dragon scales as well.
What was the original agreement for before we go into additional elements? These 4 items, or are the scales extra?
The scales are extra.
Okay, we will come back to that discussion then. Based on previous interactions, I have no need for such items like this. However, if you take these artifacts to Nyaboran Lyan at the Amaranthine Institute, he can make use of them. Of course, I'm more than willing to pay you for your efforts now. I'm just asking you to complete the delivery at this point. That is, everything else, your work is done. I fully appreciate the clear amount of stress this has caused you at this point.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You're a much more straightforward business person than half the people I've
I
crossed so
like
far.
to make sure business is clean cut and everyone has an equal arrangement in things. I am a businessman after all. These should come to amass to 1,000 gold pieces in value as per my eye. I tend to not deal in pure coinage when it is that much. Are gems sufficient?
Aye, that's suitable.
He gets up, goes over to a safe behind a painting on the wall, painting of the Drow woman, previously beautiful oil painting. Enters in signature, making sure that you can't see it just by their body position, and pulls out a small bag, very small cloth bag, inside of which are 10 uncut gems that you roughly equivalent. Each one is worth about 100 gold pieces. Any decent jeweler or even bank would probably take these from you if you do wish for coinage, but this is much easier for myself and for other reasons, obviously. Now, what else did we have to discuss? Any other equipment you wish to sell? Business to discuss? Favors to request?
While sorting these out, I managed to grab a couple of leftover crystal dragons. Sometimes you get shed scales up in the north. Some shed crystal dragon scales, and
you sold the Displacer Beast thing, didn't you?
I don't think I did actually. I think that just rotted. Pardon?
No, I think you did successfully.
You
Eat it? Okay.
Yeah, we tanned it, so we had it to sell because you got.
That's not on me. That's not on me. But I say, I have got a decently well kept Displacer Beast pelt. I got some Ankeg, chitin and acid.
Interesting. I'm not much of a magic goods or magic beast parts dealer myself, but I suppose I could possibly find a buyer for such things if you're looking to be rid of them quickly. More than happy to help. Of course, I
Actually,
knowing what you're.
I think the Ankeg chitin I'm not going to mention.
Okay.
That's for me to build studded leather with.
I'm more than happy to continue engaging in these talks, but if you don't mind, I'd love to know more about who I'm dealing with. What do you really want? What's your reason for coming to the city? What are you hoping to find?
I am here to sell my crap.
How very boring.
That's all Balrick's thingies.
But I can't begrudge a simple man his simple pleasures, I suppose. You two, however, seem less straightforward, shall we say. So, tell me, what is it you desire?
Alright, Lucifer.
Good point.
I think, as somebody who seems to be the manager of this club, I think I desire what most people here want. I think I desire distraction.
That's easy to do.
I think so.
That's flirty. Lesley, stop.
I'm here for several reasons. Business opportunities, and also for some research.
Research you'll find plenty. Although I do happen to know quite a lot if you ask the right questions. Business opportunities, though, that is a specialty. So, what are you looking for? What can I help with?
I'm looking for contacts or trade with my family business.
What kind of trade are we talking?
Have you heard of Silverhammer Logistics?
Can't say I have. Where are you from?
Pensarton.
You are a long way from home.
Sometimes that's what you need to get some good deals.
In fact, I don't think you could be any further than home while still remaining in the Empire.
I'd need to go a lot further north.
Well, Emperor gets his way, there'll be new territories for you to expand into on that western side anyway.
Very possibly.
So, you're just looking for... what? People to send your wares to? What kind of materials does Silverhammer Logistics deal in?
Most part we deal with helping ship the ore. But we're looking to expand. We're
Not
trying
much.
to do some...
Not much ore gets further east of Anvil Cross from your side. It's a bold strategy. I'm sure I could make something work for you. I know people.
But I am also looking for new opportunities. Some new ventures. Nothing comes without a small amount of risk, I understand, but sometimes a small risk can pay well.
If you're looking to expand our dealings, we have some goods that we wouldn't mind transporting further across. Perhaps we can figure something out. Put you in contact with some merchant handlers over here. See what we can construct.
Sounds fantastic.
Now, when I do this for you, I assume there is favours you can do me in kind.
Possibly. I assumed you would be asking for a cut of any profits, but
Possibly. I also tend to like to keep my options open when it comes to my favours.
I'm sure that can be arranged, providing it's all mostly above board.
I like that qualifier. You mentioned Displacer Beast's pelt. I know someone who'll probably purchase that off me. I can give you another 250 gold if you wish. Does it sound interesting, tall man?
The Displacer Beast cloak, yeah. Hey. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Grabs up, hands over 25 platinum pieces to you.
Don't deal in small change, do you?
I tend to deal in what is smallest to carry.
I
Of
respect.
course, some people ask for more specialist coinage than that. Was there any other favours you had of me? Would ask of me?
I feel you've already been so generous, but there is one final thing. I was wondering if you might know of somewhere that might be willing to deal in the more illicit items, stolen gems. Recovered stolen gems.
I know of people. What's the gem?
I don't know how familiar you are with the goings on in the south, in Corrin.
Not so much Corrin, but I have ears in Loringa.
Are you familiar with the House Scarron?
I know of them. Can't say I've ever had personal pleasure of dealing with them.
No, I don't imagine you would up here. So lovely. I happen to know where a gem that's quite valuable to them, the Scarron Ruby, is located.
Roll me deception.
I do know.
You do, but you're trying to be avoidant.
Empty.
19 was that?
Did they roll a 22?
No. You happen to know where it is? Interesting. How'd you happen to come by this information then?
Come from the area.
Interesting. Any more details than that? I tend to like the full story when I'm getting into certain activities.
Let's say there are many ways to be paid in the south when you're dealing when you're dealing in a when your wages are paid by the Leviathan League. There are ways your wages get paid other than the official way. Under the table, things happen. The ruby may have been a payment for certain favors.
I don't suppose these are favors of yours, by any means?
I'm afraid I also like to know who I'm getting into bed with. And
certainly. What do you want to know?
I take it you're associated with the chain. Is there any sign of
He's well covered up, but he just looks at you and just goes, "Normal businessmen don't deal in gemstones, shall we say?" You seem discreet individuals, and I'll make it your trouble if you're not. So, the location of the Scar and Ruby. Don't suppose it's got anything to do with that bundle beneath your shirt?
Rather keep that to myself.
Well, there's not a lot I can do to help with goods that don't exist.
I assume that maybe this is not the correct. You're maybe not the person who could conduct the actual transaction. Possibly you are more of a middle person.
I know a lot of people in the city. I know a lot of people who are looking for very rare and expensive things. I suppose it depends what you're actually wanting to be done with it.
I think this is something I asked myself too. This ruby has not just material value. It weighs heavily on me, you know? Mentally also. Maybe I think I would feel better knowing that there was somebody who could take this weight off my shoulders. Proverbially, obviously. Knowing there's some way to divulge this secret might help lighten the load.
I'm more than happy to help. For a favour, of course.
What would this favour look like?
Don't know yet. Maybe we'll see in time. Of course, if you're looking to sell the item, any profit would be returned to you as well. Moral quandary seems to weigh on you. Are you perhaps looking to return it to its rightful owner as part of the process? Or just simply be rid of it and not have it on your conscience anymore?
This I am not so sure of. I think maybe it's good to know that you might be able to, that if I need to, I can return to you. But for now, I think I'll keep the location secret.
Of course. Secret. Well, look, I have a lot going on. I'm certain favours can come up relatively quickly. If you make a decision in the coming days, you know where to find me. Let me know.
Very much. I will do.
Now, was there anything else? Or would you care to join your compatriots downstairs? I believe they're causing some trouble.
Oh, no.
Sounds
They
bad.
are.
Togrim, truth or dare?
Truth.
Ooh.
What is the worst thing you have ever done? The thing that you consider the most morally wrong?
Oh yes, yay.
That is way deeper. Jesus Christ. No, who was your first kiss?
They're multiple drinks at this point. They've gone through the normal stuff.
They're so drunk that it is moral quandary now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say setting a tent on fire. That's fairly fresh in my mind right now.
Well, that is
What a confession.
weak.
That's
Had he actually told us yet?
Yeah.
He had already.
Yeah.
Adderyn's like, yeah, that was pretty shitty, Togrim.
Remember, he killed
That's
three
the worst
people.
thing you've ever done.
Three people died.
You hit a guy with a spanner in the head that one time.
Did I?
Do we come down to them saying this
Yes.
to poor Togrim?
Honestly, you should have seen it.
I'm imagining there are like
Yeah, right.
5 bottles in front of each of them.
Oh yeah, there's Grey Goose bottles. Sorry, not Grey Goose.
Maroon-
Silver
Maroon
Albatross.
Oh, Maroon Mallard.
you wanna have
Tarquin, you got to
Maroon
hear this.
Mallard.
Silver seagull.
Silver Seagull. No, because Silver.
We were at this.
Yeah, Silver Seagull's not bad. Maroon Mallard's pretty good.
Tarquin, we were at this theatre, right? And a bunch of bandits break in and they try to, take everyone, take people for things.
That
And
sounds
this little
horrible.
champion- And this little champion, I lift Togrim up by his arm. This little champion takes out a spanner and cracks one around the knee.
That's wild.
Leg broken instantly. It was
One time
hilarious.
I was mugged in one of the streets. I didn't fight back. I just gave them my wallet. To be honest, I had more money at home.
That
Anyway.
is the smarter thing to do, because usually they will stab you for it.
Yeah, they had knives and everything.
You should
Yeah.
have them.
Like, Balrick's gonna start to interfere and it's like, what is happening here? We'll leave you alone for like hours.
Truth or dare?
Truth or dare, Balrick?
No, you. I dare you.
Oh,
Choose
dare.
dare.
Truth.
Dare.
Oh, dare.
You
Dare.
need to clean up.
Oh, dare.
We need to
Choose
leave.
dare.
This truth.
Oh, terrible idea.
Truth.
Truth while he cleans up bottles and moves them to the side.
They'll ask you real depraved shit at this time of night.
Do we know that he had kids?
Yes, that's been.
Yeah, it's been vaguely brought up.
Okay. Which one of your children was your favorite, and which one do you wish was dead? Every parent has one that they don't like. Which child did you not like?
I told you to choose truth, man.
Sarah knows Balrick's backstory, so this is really horrible.
Because Ximori just freezes, just like...
Balrick stops for a second.
Oh,
And Balrick walks over and grabs Aderyn by the back of the neck and drags her outside. Away from everyone.
And I think there is a decent place to stop. Well, as a number of you are still in the booth, processing what just happened, Tarquin kind of just slinks away and maybe just tries to distance himself from you, realizing maybe he's not part of this, and trying to get out of the social awkwardness, as Balrick storms out with Aderyn by the scruff of the neck. I guess we'll close this chapter and take an extended break. And continue telling this story next time. Until then, see you next time.
Sarah, what the